Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us here on the Garnet Sports Network for some Centennial Conference baseball action on a beautiful, sunny, little bit windy afternoon here at Clothier Field. Temperature is in the mid-70s. We're about to get underway, just about 10 minutes until we start some baseball action here. We have your Swarthmore College Garnet facing off against the Muhlenberg College Mules. Both teams are 2-4 in the Centennial Conference, looking to get closer to 500. They have a two-game series this week. Swarthmore playing Muhlenberg here at home today, and then on Friday the Garnet will make the about 1 hour trip to Allentown to complete the series. Then this weekend, Swarthmore will host Franklin and Marshall here at Clothier Field for another Centennial Conference doubleheader. We're coming at you live from Clothier Field here in the recently dedicated Ernie Prudente press box. We had a nice ceremony on Saturday before that doubleheader against Dickinson, where the press box was dedicated. There was a little bit of a ceremony. A couple individuals gave speeches, including Ernie himself, and yeah, it's really great to be in this press box bringing you baseball action here on the Garnet Sports Network in a new and improved streaming system. The managers are now at the plate exchanging lineups and going over the ground rules with the umpires. We have on your left Matt Midkiff in Garnet, fifth-year head coach of Swarthmore. And on the right, we have Todd Gross, the head coach from Muhlenberg, who's also in his fifth season. And we have Muhlenberg's lineup. Leading off in center field will be John Ikaza. Next will be the shortstop, Chris Grillo. Third will be Robbie Hopes, the DH. In the cleanup spot and catching is Matt Rebesel. Then it will be first baseman Tom Yoe. And then Eric Reitmeyer, the right fielder. After him will be John Ceruto at third. Then Taylor Vasquez in the eighth spot, playing second base. Bringing up the order will be Stephen Coaster, number 8 in left field. And then on the mound will be Ryan Kavrick for the Mules. On Swarthmore's side, A.J. Liu will lead off and play right field. Then it will be Charlie Levitt in left, Wes Fishburne at third, and Connor Elliott as the designated hitter in the cleanup spot. Then it'll be Cole Beaker, the first baseman, Max Gruyon, the shortstop, Matt Palmer, the second baseman, Kenji Yoshi, the catcher, and Ryan Burnett in center field. That'll complete the order. And then pitching for the Garnet will be freshman Sawyer Lake. Lake riding a 13-inning streak of not allowing a run in his last two starts. He put up 7 strong innings in a 12-2 win over Washington College last week. Before that, he held Drew to no runs in 6 innings as the starter, which has brought his ERA down to 1.63, which is good for 4th in the Centennial Conference. Lake, southpaw from Texas, Dallas, Texas, I believe, has struck out 30 batters this year, holding opponents to a .211 batting average in 27.2 innings pitched. Ryan Kavrick for the Mules, another freshman who's had a pretty good start to the year as well. He's 2-1 with a 2.89 ERA. Started 4 games, 28 innings pitched, 9 earned runs allowed, and 10 walks in 28 innings. So hopefully we'll see a good show of some young arms here. Muhlenberg riding high over a big win against Eastern yesterday. They played a late game on Tuesday night at Coca-Cola Park, the home of the, I think, Lehigh Iron Pigs, a minor league baseball team. Muhlenberg rode their offense to a 17-8 win over the Eagles in a non-conference game. Grillo was 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 4 RBIs. Robbie Hopes, the DH, was 2 for 3 with 2 runs, 3 RBIs, and a home run. And Billy Brittingham came in as a pinch hitter and ended up hitting a grand slam for the Mules as they had a season best with runs, 17. Reitmeyer was 2 for 3 with a run. Ikaza had 3 walks and 4 runs. On the whole, the Muhlenberg Mules were very patient as the plate. As a team, they drew 13 walks in that game. We'll see if they can show that same patience here at the plate this afternoon. Lake, not one to walk a lot of batters. He has 8 walks this season. In his last start against Washington, he didn't allow a walk and just 4 hits in 7 innings. We're going to have the national anthem in just a minute or two. Once again, thank you for joining us here on the Garnet Sports Network for today's baseball action. I'm Roy Grime, the Assistant Director of Athletic Communications. It's a little bit cloudy, but still pretty nice out. It was overcast this morning, but it's cleared up a bit. Temperature in the mid-70s. There's been a little bit of a breeze. Wind otherwise 10 miles per hour coming out of the west-northwest. And we're going to take a brief break as we stand for the national anthem, but we'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network.
In left field, the sophomore, number 3, Charlie Levitt.
And we're back here at Clothier Field. We'll give you a couple of stats, give you an idea of the game we're about to see here. Both of these teams ranking toward the bottom in the Centennial Conference in offensive categories, mainly slugging, on-base percentage, and batting average. Swarthmore this year in 26 games hitting .271. Muhlenberg just a tick better at .272. So both teams will look to get the bats going here today. As I mentioned earlier, Muhlenberg had a pretty good offensive showing last night. They're going to hope to carry that over here into today. Swarthmore has had some pretty good games in terms of offense the last couple outings. 6 runs against Dickinson, 8 in the first game, and then 8 again against Washington College. And then last week they also scored 12 runs against the Shoremen at home, including 4 in the first inning. That'll be something for the Garnet to look for, see if they can get out ahead early. They've done that in their last couple of wins at home. I think that'll be a real key. Get those runs early, get Lake the run support he needs, and let the freshman kind of do what he does, getting strikeouts and holding the Mules off the board. Swarthmore wearing their Garnet jerseys. Muhlenberg wearing kind of a red color, sort of a wine red color. Might be a little confusing for those of you watching at home. Lake having a brief conference with his catcher, Kenji Yoshi. Pair of freshmen making up the battery for today. Yoshi all the way from Tokyo, Japan. Ikaza leading off for the Mules. He is hitting .301 this year. That one in for a strike. Good start from Lake. Another called strike. Good start from Lake here as he gets Ikaza, the leadoff batter. 0-2. Swing and a miss, 3 pitches, and that's a strikeout for Sawyer Lake. Great start from the freshman from Dallas, Texas.
Now batting number 10, Chris Grillo.
That'll bring up Chris Grillo. Another strike from Lake. 4 pitches, 4 strikes. Good start so far. Grillo second on the team with a .321 batting average. That one off the plate. He's got 26 hits and 81 at-bats with 18 runs. Count even at 1-1. That one fouled off. 1-2 on Grillo. Grillo had a pretty good game last night, going 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 4 RBIs. Against Hopkins about a week ago, he had 2 hits, 2 runs. And swing and a miss, another strikeout. That's 2 batters faced, 2 strikeouts for Sawyer Lake as he's dealing early. As Robbie Hopes will come to the plate. The designated hitter, Robbie Hopes. Robbie Hopes leads the team, batting .329. He's got 8 doubles this year as he hits the first pitch he sees into shallow center field for a single.
Now batting number 6, Matt Rebusel.
And the cleanup hitter, Matt Rebusel, coming up to bat. The catcher for the Mules. Rebusel with 22 RBIs on the year. 9 more than any other player on the team, and he's got 22 of the team's 99 RBIs. Definitely the guy they're going to look to get runs in here today. That's what you'd expect from your cleanup hitter. That one low for a ball. 1-0. Muhlenberg, not a team that likes to run so far this year. They've stolen 10 bases in 17 attempts. 7 of those bases come from Ikaza, who is 7 for 9 this year. That one in for a strike, 1-1. So they don't look to get those free bases. And it would be a little more difficult with a left-handed pitcher like Lake on the mound. In for a strike, 1-2 as Lake looks for his ender here. Struck out the first 2 batters, allowed a single to Hopes, but working well against Rebusel here. And it looked like a check swing. Plate umpire goes to the base umpire who says he didn't go, and count even now at 2-2. Lake with the confidence beyond his years walking off the mound as if he knew that was a swinging strike. He'll just have to get it here against Rebusel, 2-2. That one to the third baseman, Fishburne. Fishburne fires over to Matt Palmer, gets the out at second, and that will end the inning. Nice work from Sawyer Lake to get 2 strikeouts in the early goings here. We're going to take a little bit of a break, but we'll be back in the bottom of the first for Centennial Conference action as the Garnet come up to bat. And now we see Ryan Kavrick, another freshman, warming up on the mound. Kavrick making his 5th start of the season. He's appeared in 7 games prior to this one. 2-1 record and a 2.89 ERA for Kavrick, a freshman from Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey. He will start his day facing off against number 28, A.J. Liu, the right fielder out of Plano, Texas.
Leading off now for the Garnet, number 28, A.J. Liu.
A.J. Liu hitting .246, slugging .298 with an on-base percentage of .362, tied for the team lead with 10 walks, along with Ryan Burnett. We'll see if he can get things started here for the Garnet. Ball high, 1-0. Fouled off by Liu, count 1-1. And put into play to the charging is the third baseman. He barehands it. Nice rip from the third baseman, John Ceruto, to get Liu going to first. That'll be a 5-3. Bringing up Charlie Levitt, the left fielder, number 3, a sophomore from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Levitt leading the team with 11 stolen bases. That one down and low for a ball, 1-0. Levitt takes another ball, 2-0. And that is another pitch outside from Kavrick, count 3-0. Imagine Levitt will take a pitch here. So he wants Kavrick to prove he can throw a strike over the plate. That one in for a strike, 3-1. That one called strike. Count is full. Kavrick working back from a 3-0 hole. Good hit by Levitt to single it right off the mound.
Now batting number 22, Wesley Fishburne.
Coming up to bat will be Wesley Fishburne. In Saturday's game against Dickinson, a 6-4 victory in the nightcap, Fishburne hit a home run, his first of the season. In limited action, he's been good, hitting .409 so far. Just a handful of games back. Takes a strike there. 0-1. Fishburne has had 22 at-bats so far this year, but he's slugging .545 with an on-base percentage of .435. Good numbers in a small sample size. Let's see if he can get Levitt into scoring position here, or if Levitt can do that himself. So he looks to steal. Kavrick fails with a pickoff, and Levitt will get second there. And just like that, Levitt's in scoring position. That'll be an error charged to the pitcher, Kavrick, on that failed pickoff attempt. Ball in the dirt, 1-1. Count it 1-1. One out. Levitt on second. good hit from Fishburne to left field. Levitt hitting third, and he stops there as Wes Fishburne singles into left field. Connor Elliott up to bat now. We've got runners on the corners. One out for Elliott. This could be another one of those fast starts that the Garnet have had success with in the last few games, as Levitt and Fishburne single. Good rip by Elliott, but foul, 0-1. On deck is Cole Beaker. Elliott leading the team with a .326 batting average. He's got 29 hits. He's tied with Grullon and Beaker in that category. Swing and a miss as Fishburne will steal second. Catcher does not throw. Got a runner on second and third now. 2 strikes on Elliott. Stealing second removes the force at second, so no chance for a double play or a traditional double play. Elliott hits that one far. Left fielder fielding it. That will score 1 run as Levitt comes in on that
Now batting number 23, Cole Beaker.
hit from Connor Elliott. And Swarthmore on the board early. They've got 1 run with just 1 out. 2 more runners in scoring position with Cole Beaker at the dish. Ball in the dirt from Caverick. Another ball. 2-0 count on Beaker. In for a strike, 2-1. Good contact from Beaker. That one lands in. That's going to score another pair of runs as Fishburne and Elliott are in. A double from Cole Beaker. 3-0 for Swarthmore.
Now batting number 1, Max Grullon.
Max Grullon now at the plate. Still only 1 out. First pitch to Grullon, a ball. Another ball. Caverick struggling to find a groove here. He's allowed 4 hits to the heart of the order, coupled with a failed pickoff move at first. Not looked settled so far here. Fouled off by Grullon. Looks like it went off his leg as he hobbles a little bit there. 2-1. Still 1 out. Another ball. 3-1 count on Grullon. Here in the bottom of the first. Nice piece by Grullon into the left field corner. Beaker's going to score all the way from second. And that's a stand-up double for Max Grullon, and the hits keep coming for the Garnet.
Now batting number 7, Matt Palmer.
Looks like the Muhlenberg pitching coach is going to have a conference with his starter, Ryan Kavrick. Kavrick's only pitched a third of an inning so far. 4 runs, 5 hits, all earned runs for him. 2 extra base hits and 3 singles comprising the Garnet's 5 hits. Could be a long afternoon for Kavrick or not. As he struggles to settle in.
Now batting number 7, Matt Palmer.
Now he'll face Matt Palmer with Grullon on second. Grullon, Beaker, and Elliott tied for 30 hits for the team lead here with their hits so far this inning. Palmer, ball high. Under it is the second baseman. Rather, it goes to the shortstop. Grillo, 2 outs.
Number 17, Kenji Yoshi.
Kenji Yoshi coming up to bat. Yoshi, the catcher. One of the Garnet's many freshmen. Grullon still on second. Takes that one for a strike. 0-1 on Yoshi. That ball low. Count 1-1. Swarthmore's played pretty well at Clothier Field this year. 7-3. Rather, I stand corrected. That's Muhlenberg's home record. Swarthmore 3-4 at home, but 0-7 on the road. So they have fared better here at Clothier than they have away from home, as Yoshi grounds out to first to end the inning, but not before Swarthmore puts 4 runs on the board. Very reminiscent of their 12-2 win over Washington a week ago when Lake was on the mound. So let's see how he continues here. He's got the 4 runs supporting him. We'll be right back on the Garnet Sports Network.
Number 13, Thomas Yohe.
Leading off the inning for Muhlenberg will be number 13, Tom Yohe, the first baseman. Yoey hitting .268 this year, 19 hits and 71 at-bats. First pitch is strike from Lake. Swarthmore putting 5 hits up in the bottom of the first, putting the Mules in an early deficit. Another called strike. Lake has done well so far today to get ahead of these hitters. He's got 2 strikeouts already. That one high, off the plate a little bit, 1-2. It's an absolutely picturesque day here at Clothier Field. We've had a nice string of warm weather that I do hope continues into the weekend. That one grounded to Palmer, backhands it, throws over to first. Cole Beaker for 3 for the first out of the inning. Eric Reitmeyer will come up to the plate for his first at-bat of the game. 1 gone here in the top of the second. He flies up to center field. Burnett doesn't have to do much to get under that one, and Lake working quickly again here in the second. John Ceruto, the third baseman, number 15, at the plate. Ceruto hitting .250. He's made 6 starts and 12 appearances so far this year. That one a strike. Lake has thrown very few pitches so far as he gets another called strike. 0-2 now. So he looks to retire the side in order here in the second. That one a little bit high, 1-2. Swing and a miss, reaching was Ceruto as Lake punches out his third batter of the afternoon in only 2 innings, all swinging as the Garnet look to add more runs on the board. It's been all Swarthmore so far. They had 5 hits in the bottom of the first. They'll look for that to keep going as Kavrick retakes the mound. We'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network.
For the Garnet, number 4, Ryan Burnett.
And we're back on the Garnet Sports Network. Ryan Burnett, the center fielder, leading off the inning. Burnett, one of 3 lefties, I believe, in this lineup, along with Cole Beaker and Charlie Levitt. Fouls off the first pitch. 0-1. Ball in the dirt, 2-0, or 1-1 rather. Burnett leading the team with 10 walks so far this year. Pretty quick on the base paths as well. And that's a grounder to the third baseman, fielded cleanly, and a 5-3 for Burnett for the first out of the inning. We'll go back to the top of the order with A.J. Liu. Last time out, Liu grounded out 5-3 before the hit parade started. As A.J. Liu steps into the batter's box. Ball inside, but called for a strike. 0-1. Another ball inside. This one now for a ball. 1-1. High ball from Liu, and the shortstop Grillo is under that. 2 outs now.
Now batting number 3, Charlie Levitt.
Bringing Levitt up. Last time out, Levitt singled and scored. Ball outside, 1-0. Evens the count at 1-1. Ball low. 2-1 on Levitt. Right back up the middle from Levitt for his second base hit of the afternoon. 2 for 2 so far today. And he'll take 2. I spoke a little bit too soon there.
Now batting number 22, Wesley Fishburne.
Coming up now will be Wesley Fishburne. Fishburne singled and scored last inning, one of those 4 runs that came all the way around. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Another pitch off the plate for a ball. 2-0 now on Fishburne. Another ball from Caverick as he falls behind 3-0. He had a better start to this inning, getting the first 2 batters out, but now Levitt in scoring position, and he's down behind 3-0 to Fishburne. Fishburne, good job by the third baseman to at least stop it, but not able to corral it with his glove, and it'd be a tough play to first. Connor Elliott at the plate now. Another hit from Fishburne. Runners now at first and second for Connor Elliott. Elliott singled last time, advanced to second on the throw. Let's see if he can add some runs to the board. That one fouled off. First pitch, 0-1. In the second inning, Swarthmore already through the order for the second time, going through the order for the second time, I should say. Fouled off by Elliott, 0-2. A better start for Caverick than 3-0 against Fishburne. Last time out, Caverick struggled through the heart of the order, giving up hits to Levitt, Fishburne, Elliott, Beaker, and Gruyan. Ball in the dirt, 1-2. Kavrick throwing to second. Try to catch Levitt off guard. Not a very good pickoff move, though. Count is 1-2. Runners at first and second. Good hit from Levitt. Singles to left field. The speed of Levitt. He will go all the way around. Scoring from second. Another run for the Garnet. 5-0.
Now batting number 23, Cole Beaker.
Beaker will now be up to bat as runners remain at first and second. 5-0 for Swarthmore here with 2 outs. Eight hits for Swarthmore already. We're not even 2 innings into the game. Cole Beaker at the plate. Beaker last time doubled. See if he can drive in another run or two perhaps. Low from Kavrick, 1-0. I don't imagine we'll see much more from Kavrick this game. Definitely not going to help his 2.89 ERA with 5 earned runs in a little bit under 2 innings. Cole Beaker. Pickoff move at second. Does not get Fishburne. The wind is come and gone here at Clothier Field, picking up a little bit now. Good contact from Beaker. Drops in shallow left field, a little bit misplayed, perhaps, as Fishburne scores. Beaker to second, Elliott to third. 6-0 for the Garnet.
Up to bat number 1, Max Gruyon.
Gruyon back at the plate now. Runners on second and third. Gruyon now batting. Strike on the first pitch. Last time up, he doubled. Swing and a miss, and a bit of a wild pitch there as Elliott slides in for the 7th run of the game. Nothing going right for the Mules here so far. Everything going well for the Garnet as they've scored 7 runs and we're not even 2 innings into the game. Ball count at 1-2. Imagine this is the last we'll see of Kavrick here today. Another ball. That one in the dirt. 2-2 on Gruyon. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kavrick retired the first 2 batters he faced. That one is popped up to the center fielder under it, and the inning is over. But Muhlenberg trailing 7-0. Garnet adding 4 more hits in that inning to take a big lead as Lake will step onto the mound for the top of the third. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network. And we're back on the Garnet Sports Network. Leading off will be Taylor Vasquez as Swarthmore with a resounding 7-0 lead after 2 innings. A lot of run support for Sawyer Lake. Fouled off by Vasquez. 0-1. So far, Lake has struck out 3 and allowed just 1 hit. He's looked good early, extending his shutout streak to 15 innings. That's a ball, 1-1. Last time he allowed a run was against Widener on March 21st. That's a ball, 2-1 now against Vasquez. Big swing and a miss for Vasquez. Count evens at 2-2. For those of you watching the broadcast, it may be a little confusing because the colors and the pants are very similar. That one fouled off. Swarthmore wearing their garnet jerseys and white pants. Muhlenberg in their red jerseys and white pants. Not sure why neither team is wearing white, but that one inside. And that's a swinging strikeout, the 5th of the day for Lake. Way to work that count by Sawyer Lake for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the 9-hitter, Stephen Coaster, the left fielder. Fouled off for the first strike. Muhlenberg looking to get something going here. They've been shut out over 2 innings, and they trail 7-0. Another strike from Lake, 0-2. He's worked ahead of a lot of these hitters so far today. He's got 4 strikeouts to show for it, all swinging. And make that 5 strikeouts as Coaster goes down looking for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, John Ikaza. Last time out, Ikaza swung and missed. We'll see if he benefits from his second at-bat here, seeing Lake for the second time. Ball outside, 0-1, or 1-0 rather. Apologize, there was no runner on third base. Need to update that graphic. Base is empty for Lake. Fouled off 1-1. Rather hit by a pitch, and that will put Ikaza on first base.
Now hitting number 10, Chris Grillo.
That's the second base runner that Lake has allowed. It'll bring up the shortstop, a sophomore, Chris Grillo. Number 10, Grillo from Mount Olive, New Jersey. 2 gone. Runner Ikaza at first. 1-0. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Ikaza really the only member of the Mules that you really need to worry about on the bases. He's 7 for 9 in stolen bases this year. The whole team is 10 for 17. And Lake hits another batter. That'll put runners on first and second.
Up to bat, number 25, Robbie Hopes.
And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Robbie Hopes. Hopes singled in his last at-bat, the only hit allowed by Lake so far this game. But now he's put 2 on with consecutive hit by pitches. And that first pitch is a ball. That'll be 1-0. Count 1-1. Ball hit high. That's underneath. That is the right fielder, A.J. Liu. I have a correction to make. The Ikaza reaching base on catcher's interference. He was not hit by a pitch, but Grillo was hit by a pitch, and that will be an error charged to the catcher, Kenji Yoshi. But Lake induces that fly out to right to end the inning with no runs and just 1 hit allowed here. We'll take a little bit of a break as we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Mules. Looks like number 20, Matt D'Ambrosia. We'll get his stats here in just a second when we come back. Thanks for joining us here on the Garnet Sports Network. We're just going to take a little break. And we're back here on the Garnet Sports Network. Entering the bottom of the third, a new pitcher on the mound for the Mules. Caverick lasting just 2 innings. Pitching will be Matt D'Ambrosia. He has an ERA of 5.48, a 1-1 win-loss record. This will be his 9th appearance of the season. He's pitched 23 innings, allowed 29 hits, 17 runs, 14 earned, 20 strikeouts, and 5 walks for D'Ambrosia. another freshman. He's from Hightstown, New Jersey. He'll start his day off against Matt Palmer. Palmer, a junior from North Carolina. That's a called strike. 0-1. Palmer popped up to second base at his last at-bat. 0-1 so far today. Count 0-2 now. Palmer a little bit behind. He grounds over to second. Easy 4-3 for the Mules there. For the first out of the inning, bringing up the catcher Kenji Yoshi. Called strike 1, 0-1 the count. In his last at-bat, Yoshi grounded out unassisted to the first baseman. As he takes another strike, 0-2 now. Over to the shortstop, Grillo fires over to first. Second out of the inning. Brings up the 9-hitter and the center fielder, Ryan Burnett. Second at bat for Burnett, grounded out to the third baseman. Last time out. See what he does here. That's a strike 1 from the right-hander, D'Ambrosia. Bit high for a ball, 1-1. 2 gone in the bottom of the third. Swarthmore leading 7-0 after 2 strong first innings. That is another ball on Burnett, 2-1. Swings at that one. Back to the center fielder, Ikaza, making the catch to end the inning. And Muhlenberg keeps the Garnet off the bases and off the board for that one, and now they have to dig themselves out of the 7-0 deficit. That's a start, but we'll see what they can do on offense. We'll take a little bit of a break here on the Garnet Sports Network. And we're back. Apologies for some of the coloring here on the broadcast. Just fixing some of these camera settings. And leading off the inning will be Rebasel. He reached on a fielder's choice last time out as the runner at second was forced out to end the inning. Swing and a miss. I believe that's the second strike. 0-2. And that's strike 3. That'll be the 6th strikeout of the afternoon so far for Lake. We'll bring up Yohe. Lake dealing early here so far. Been pretty unhittable. Of course, I say that, and there's a single up the middle. Commentators curse. Just the second base hit allowed today by Lake.
Up to bat, number 3, Eric Riechmeyer.
That was a single by Yohe. And coming up is Eric Reitmeyer, who flew out to center in his previous at-bat. Fishburne fields it at third, gets the out at second, and that'll be a fielder's choice as they get the lead runner. 2 outs.
Now batting number 15, John Ceruto.
Ceruto struck out swinging in his first at-bat of the afternoon. Lake continuing to baffle these Muhlenberg hitters. These mules, I guess I should say. That one with a lot of movement. Low and inside. 1-0. 2 gone here in the top of the 4th. Swarthmore leading 7-0 with 9 hits. Only 2 for the Mules so far. That one right back to Lake. And a little underhand throw to Beaker to end the inning. So Lake allows 1 hit, but gets out of the inning pretty quickly with no further damage. Swarthmore going to go into the bottom of the 4th. Still with that 7-0 lead. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back on the Garnet Sports Network.
Leading off for the Garnet, number 28, A.J. Liu.
Leading off this inning for the Garnet will be the leadoff hitter, A.J. Liu, the right fielder. He's 0 for 2 so far today. Grounding to third and popping up to the shortstop. See if he can get a hit here for the Garnet before the heart of the order. That's a strike on the first pitch. 0-1 for Liu. Fouled off, 0-2. And that's right back to the pitcher, D'Ambrosia, who completes it with a little underhand throw to the first baseman. First out of the inning. Muhlenberg now entering the danger zone. To quote Kenny Logan, the Top Gun soundtrack. Levitt with a single and a double so far today. That one is in the dirt. 1-0. After him will be Fishburne with 2 singles. Elliott also with 2 singles. Beaker with a double and a single. And then Max Gruyan with a double. So the middle part of the order really doing a lot of damage here for the Garnets so far. Let's see what Levitt can do as he grounds out unassisted to the first baseman.
Now batting number 22, Wesley Fishburne.
Second out of the inning. And Fishburne up to bat. Fishburne with a pair of singles and a pair of runs so far in this game. That's called for a strike. Fishburne playing a little bit out of position. He usually plays shortstop, but this season he's moved over to third base as Gruyan has played very well at short. Fishburne falling behind a little bit, 0-2 here. 2 gone in the bottom of the 4th. That one in the dirt, 1-2. Another ball from D'Ambrosia, 2-2. Count evens up. Swarthmore still ahead, 7-0. So we've been out for just about an hour here. Ball singled up the middle by Fishburne as he stays hot at the plate. His 3rd single of the day. Bringing up Connor Elliott. Two outs. This is when Swarthmore scored their 3 runs in the 2nd inning with 2 outs. So let's see if they can replicate that here as Elliott steps up. He's got a pair of base hits as well. Swings at that one. High ball to right. Getting under it is Eric Reitmeyer to end the inning, and the Garnet held off the scoreboard. Still leads 7-0. As we head to the top of the 5th, we'll take a little bit of a break on the Garnet Sports Network. Thank you again for joining us on this absolutely beautiful day for baseball. Got Stevie Ray Vaughan, the pride and joy of Texas, playing over the speakers as we have another Texas native, Sawyer Lake, working on the mound. He'll start the inning against Taylor Vasquez. Vasquez struck out swinging. Last time out, Vasquez the 8-hitter and the 2nd baseman for the Mules. Mules have been baffled by Lake so far here. They're not the only ones, as he held the Washington College Shoremen to 4 hits and no runs in 7 innings last week, as that one goes in for a first strike, count 0-1. Lake has extended his streak to 17 innings in which he's not allowed to run, 17 consecutive innings. 0-2 now. Didn't allow a run in. 6 against Drew, 7 against Washington, and now so far 4 here against Muhlenberg. That one fouled off. Count remains at 0-2. So far today, Lake really hasn't had to work from behind in any of these counts. He's been very efficient with his pitches. Haven't really seen any full counts or 3-1s or 3-0s yet. And for the second time this afternoon, Lake gets Vasquez swinging for the first out of the inning. Stepping up to the plate will be Steven Coaster. Coaster went down looking last inning. Rather, last time at bat, not last inning. Swing and a miss for Coaster, 0-1. Lake up to 7 strikeouts so far with that last one against Vasquez. Ball off the plate, 1-1. Another swing and a miss from Coaster. Count 1-2. These Muhlenberg hitters have not been able to figure out Lake so far. He's allowed 2 singles. Another player reached on a hit by a pitch and another on a catcher's interference. That one fouled off. Count remains at 1-2. Muhlenberg hasn't really threatened to chip into their deficit so far. I believe they've had a runner on second, but beyond that, all of them have only really gotten to first base. Good job by Lake and the Garnet defense. That one fouled off. Coaster battling with a 1-2 count. Grounder goes to the third baseman, Fishburne, who gets the out. He stepped in front of Grullon to field that one. Grullon a little bit surprised, but the out made nonetheless. 2 outs. Bringing up Johnny Kaza, the leadoff hitter. Ikaza reached last time on a catcher's interference by Kenji Yoshi, and prior to that he struck out. Ikaza, the leadoff hitter for the Mules, going in today batting .301 as he fouls off that first pitch, 0-1. 2 outs, bases empty. Yesterday against Eastern, Ikaza had 3 walks, turned those into 4 runs as the Mules erupted for a 17-8 win over the Eagles in a non-conference game. Back in conference play now, and they're not faring too well against Lake and the Garnet. That one fouled off for the second strike. Muhlenberg 2-4 this year in conference, same mark as Swarthmore. They're playing 2 games this week, the one today, and then on Friday, Swarthmore will make the trip to Allentown to complete the series. Swarthmore swept the Mules last season. They won 7-5 here at Clothier before picking up an 11-8 victory at Cedar Creek Field. That one a ball, 1-2. Now on Ikaza. Another ball. Count evens up to 2-2. That one in there for a called third strike. The 8th strikeout of the afternoon for Lake. That's the second strikeout for Akaza. Swarthmore remains ahead 7-0. Muhlenberg really struggling to make a dent in that Swarthmore lead. We're going to reach the bottom of the 5th here. We're going to take a little bit of a break, but we'll be right back on the Garnet Sports Network. Enjoy this commercial.
Division III schools offer academic scholarships instead of athletic scholarships. This really puts the focus that the student athlete needs to maintain that GPA.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III. A lot of people pick schools just based on the sport and don't get that experience.
Being a Division III athlete and developing my leadership skills has definitely put my name out there and helped me get more recognition on campus, but more recognition nationwide. I did win the Jostens Trophy, which is based on leadership, academics, and then how well you do on the court.
I'm also the Schwartz Scholar of my class. Schwartz Scholarship is basically a scholarship that is given to a student who's identified as a likely leader.
At the end of the day, it won't matter how they play on the field, it will matter how they do in the classroom. Division III schools offer academic scholarships.
We're back here on the Garnet Sports Network. Leading off the inning will be Cole Beaker. Beaker's got a double and a single to his name so far. We're in the bottom of the 5th. That's a strike one on Beaker. That one high for a ball, 1-1. Got a substitute scoreboard operator here. Sam Liebrick testing his medal on the scoreboard. That one fouled off by Beaker, 1-2. Liebrick, most known to Swarthmore baseball fans as the premier ball chaser for the Garnet. Job he's done for all 4 years of his career. He's also a decent basketball player, from what I understand. More known for his ball chasing prowess. That one is a third strike as the catcher will throw it over to the first baseman to guarantee the out. It'll put Gruyon to the plate. Gruyon with a double earlier in his first at-bat. He flew out to center field last time around. One gone for the Garnet. That one outside from D'Ambrosia. 1-0 is the count. That one over to the third baseman, Ceruto, for a routine play, and the second out of the bottom of the 5th here. Matt Palmer will take to the batter's box. Palmer 0 for 2 so far today. He popped up to second base, grounded out to second base in his first 2 at-bats. Swings at the first pitch. Diving is the third baseman. Bounces off the shortstop's glove there. We'll see how that one was scored. Kenji Yoshi steps into the batter's box now. We've got a runner on first, Palmer. And after a little bit of discussion, it was ruled a error by the shortstop as Yoshi hits that one over to the shortstop as he will be out at first to end the inning. Swarthmore can't make the error cost the Mules, yet they still lead 7-0 as we head to the top of the 6th. Pace of play has picked up here a little bit at Clothier Field. We'll be right back on the Garnet Sports Network.
allows you to be able to give yourself to other things. Not even just participate in them, but really get involved with them if you want to.
There's a lot of interaction. It's not just sitting back, taking notes. You're actually doing hands-on things and better preparing yourself for your major.
Choosing a Division III school, I've had the opportunity to develop my leadership skills and to be more involved on campus.
Division III in athletics, affords students the opportunity not only to participate in intercollegiate athletics at a competitive level, but also gives them the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport and outside of the academics on the campus.
And to have opportunity to have time to join clubs and being able to play basketball, it allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
We're now in the top of the 6th inning. Lake remains on the mound. Leading off the inning is the shortstop, number 10, Chris Grillo. Grillo was hit by a pitch in his last time at the plate. He struck out swinging his first time out. Here in the top of the 6th, Swarthmore heads 7-0, 10 hits for the Garnet, only 2 for the Mules. That is a ball on the first pitch, count 1-0. Another ball outside, 2-0. That one off the bat to Gruyon. Good throw over to first. Good job by Max Gruyon. The rangy shortstop, Robbie Hope, steps into the batter's box. He's 1 for 2 today. Hope singled in his first at-bat, flew out to right field in his second. That one in for a strike, 0-1 on Hopes. Hopes had 2 runs and a home run and 3 RBI yesterday against Eastern. That one high for a ball, 1-1. Making pretty good progress here in this game. A little over an hour. We're in the 6th inning. At strike 2 on Hopes. A lot of movement on that ball. Swing and a miss. That is the 9th strikeout of the day for Sawyer Lake. Lake absolutely dealing up there on the mound. Mowing down these Muhlenberg hitters. He's got 9 strikeouts so far. Allowed just 2 hits. Don't think he's walked anybody either. Matt Rebusel stepping up, the catcher. That's a strike. 0-1. I've been told if a walk is issued here, I'm going to be off the broadcast. So if that's the case, it was great having you guys here. That one a ball. Count 1-1. It's always a pleasure to do these broadcasts in the newly erected and dedicated Prudente press box. Absolute privilege to bring you these games here on the Garnet Sports Network. That one lined into the gap. That'll be a single for Rebasel. The third one allowed by Lake.
Now batting number 13, Thomas Yohe.
And with 2 outs, Yohe steps up to the plate. He's got Rebasel on first. Thomas Yohe is senior from Merrick, New York. Lake staring down Rebasel. That's a ball. That ball solidly hit by Yohe, but into the glove of A.J. Liu for the third out of the inning. Muhlenberg remains scoreless as Swarthmore leads 7-0 behind a really strong performance by Sawyer Lake. Heading into the bottom of the 6th, Swarthmore heads 7-0. Going to take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Garnet Sports Network.
Leading off for the Garnet, number 4, Ryan Burnett.
Leading off the inning for Swarthmore will be Ryan Burnett. Burnett 0-2 so far today. Grounded out to third and flew out to center field. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of the fall foliage. And that's a first pitch ball on Burnett. That drone video taken by Director of Athletic Communications Brandon Hodnett. Just an absolutely beautiful look into the Swarthmore flora and fauna. 2-0 now on Burnett. Called strike makes it 2-1. Fouled off, evens the count, 2-2. That'll be retrieved by Sam Liebrick. One of the finest ball chasers Swarthmore College has ever known and will ever know. Another ball wasted by Burnett. And he goes down looking for the first out of the inning. A.J. Liu steps into the batter's box. Liu so far 0-3 today as the leadoff hitter. He grounded out to the pitcher last time out. That one low for ball one. See if he can get to a new level here. That one high, 2-0. That one in for a called strike, 2-1 on Lou here in the bottom of the 6th. Got one gone for the Garnet. That one fouled off. Count evens at 2-2. Good job by D'Ambrosio to work back from a 2-0 hole. The story has been all Swarthmore. In the first 2 innings, the Garnet scored 7 runs, 4 in the first, 3 in the second, and have protected this lead behind really strong pitching from Sawyer Lake. That one makes the count full. Lake has allowed 3 hits so far, struck out 9, hit 1 batter. He's had himself a very nice afternoon in just 6 innings. Lou hits that one hard, and it'll reach the fence. A.J. Lou into second there. Nice double by the freshman from Texas, A.J. Lou,
Now batting number 3, Charlie Levitt.
to get things going. Bringing up Charlie Levitt. Levitt 2 for 3 today with a single and a double. In his last at bat, he grounded out unassisted to the first baseman. Let's see if he can advance Lou here. Big swing and a miss by Levitt. 0-1. That one in for a called ball. 0-2 on Levitt. We hope you'll join us later tonight, again on the Garnet Sports Network, as we have men's lacrosse action against Muhlenberg. Swarthmore riding high after that upset win over 15th-ranked Gettysburg on the road. That one fouled off by Levitt. Count remains at 0-2. The Garnet looking to continue that momentum from such a historic win into tonight's game against the Mules of Gettysburg. And that will be at 7 p.m. here on the Garnet Sports Network. I think Billy Evers will have the call on that one. And Levitt goes down swinging. 2 outs. Lou remains on second for Wesley Fishburne. Fishburne perfect today, 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Ball high. 2-0. Another high pitch. 3-0 on Fishburne. D'Ambrosio falling behind here. See if he can work his way back. Fishburne probably going to take this pitch. That one outside. 4-pitch walk on Fishburne. Puts him on first. Lou still on second. 2 outs for Connor Elliott. Elliott two for 3 today. Flew out to center in his last at-bat. Ball low in the dirt. Runners stay. 1-0. Elliott up to bat for the 4th time this game. 2 for 3 as the designated hitter. Hits that one hard. And unfortunately, it is foul. 1-1. That was to left field. Left field. Swarthmore's hitters have made great contact today against Caverick to start the game and D'Ambrosia as well, who showed up after 2 in relief of the starter Caverick. Gave up 7 runs. Ball sits, and that ball is gone. That's a home run by Connor Elliott, his 2nd of the year, the 4th one this season for the Garnet, and that will be a 3-run home run as Fishburne and Lou come around as well. Quite the day for the Swarthmore's offense here as they make it 10-0 with a 3-run home run from Connor Elliott. (10-0) for the Garnet after that home run to left by Elliott. Beaker up now. That is a ball on Cole Beaker. Beaker, another dangerous hitter. He's got a double and a single. Struck out swinging last time. Fouls that one off. 1-1. Tough thing for the Mules. 6 of these runs, the last 6 runs, in fact, have been scored with 2 outs. And that one is to center, over the center fielder, Ikaza. Don't know if he misjudged it, but Beaker will have another double today. He's got 2 doubles and a single. Max Grillon batting. Muhlenberg has struggled with 2 outs so far today. Let's see if they can get out of this one here. Called strike on Grillon in the first pitch. 0-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. That's another strike on Grillon. He's down 0-2. 2 gone here. And that is a single for Grillon to right. Beaker will stay at third. Runners on the corners for Matt Palmer.
Now batting number 7, Matt Palmer.
Still 2 outs. Goes in for a strike. 0-1 on Palmer. After that single by Grillon to right, Palmer reached on an error last time by the shortstop. That one also in for a strike. 0-2. That one in the dirt for a ball. Palmer with a check swing, 1-2. 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th, 10-0 for Swarthmore. After this game, we'll bring you another interview with Garnet head coach Matt Midkiff. Talk about his team. Always a pleasure to talk with head coach Midkiff here. Palmer goes down swinging, and that ends the inning. But Swarthmore puts 3 more on the board for a 10-0 lead heading into the top of the 7th. We'll have a quick break, and we'll be right back to the action.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference. For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in
We're back. Reitmeyer will lead off the inning for the Mules. He's their number 6 hitter and the right fielder. Fouled off by Reitmeyer for the 0-1. The wind wreaking havoc here in Prudente press box. Swing and a miss, 0-2 for Reitmeyer. As Lake continues to roll through these Muhlenberg hitters. And that one off the bat of Reitmeyer into shallow right. Coming under it is A.J. Liu for the first out of the inning. Bringing up John Ceruto, the third baseman, number 15. And I imagine if this lead remains at 10, we'll start to see some of the reserves coming in for both teams. As that one is in right field, but fouled off by Ceruto. Last week was Division III week, as we here at Swarthmore, a Division III institution, celebrated the Division III mottos of develop, dedicate, and discover. That one goes in for a ball. Honoring these erudite student athletes that we have, the hard work they put in the classroom and on the field. That one swung on and missed into the glove of Yoshi for the second strike. 1-2 on John Ceruto. Ball over to Gruyan. Gruyan fires to Beaker for the 6-3. That's out number 2 in the top of the 7th. Taylor Vasquez up to bat. He's got 2 strikeouts swinging so far today. Cannot figure out Lake whatsoever. Lake at 9 strikeouts. He had 8 in his last start against Washington College. Terrorizing the Centennial Conference is the freshman Sawyer Lake. That one lined to Matt Palmer, the second baseman. Quick inning. No hits, no runs for Sawyer Lake as he's gone through 7 strong so far. Again, we're going to take a bit of a pause, but we'll be right back on the Garnet Sports Network. Don't go anywhere, as we will have more baseball action here for you. In the bottom of the 7th here, we got a new pitcher for the Mules. Number 11, Ryan Banks. Bank is 1-1 this season, 5.4 ERA. This is his 8th appearance of the year. He's pitched 8.1 innings, allowed 5 earned runs, struck out 5, walked 3. He'll start his day against Kenji Yoshi. Yoshi is 0 for 3, grounded out to the shortstop. He's got that submariner delivery, as that's another 6-3 on Yoshi.
Now batting number 4, Ryan Burnett.
Ryan Burnett will be up to bat. Struck out looking last time. I don't know about you out there, but what I think of most often when I think of a submarine pitcher, Byung-Hyun Kim from the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Red Sox as well. That one for a ball, 1-0. 1 out. That's a single up the right side for Burnett.
Now batting number 28, A.J. Liu.
As A.J. Liu comes to the plate. He's at the plate for the 5th time this afternoon. Had a double in his last at-bat, his first hit of the day. Let's see what they can do with Burnett on first. That one, strike 1. That one for a ball, 1-1. Swarthmore leading 10-0. They scored 3 runs in the last inning after Connor Elliott hit a home run to left, just put that one on a spaceship out of here toward the new dorms being built in the background. Absolutely drove that ball for his 2nd home run of the season. And the 4th for the Garnet. That one foul up the left field line, 1-2 for Lou. Burnett on first, 1-2 count for Lou. That one, another single through the right side. Burnett will stop at second as Lou picks up another hit on the day. Charlie Levitt heads to the batter's box. One out here in the bottom of the seventh. Swarthmore with a healthy 10-0 lead. Levitt 2 for 4 today with a single and a double. Struck out swinging in his last at-bat. Swings the first pitch there. Traveling is Ikaza, but it goes over the left fielder as Burnett will stay at third. Bases loaded on that single by Charlie Levitt.
Now batting number 18, Cal Barnett Mayotte.
Cal Barnett Mayotte will come in for Wesley Fishburne, whose day is done. But before he left, he was 3 for 3, 3 singles. Also walked in his fourth plate appearance of the day. Heck of a game by Wesley Fishburne, pardon me. Cal Barnett Mayotte hitting 194 this year, looking to bump up that batting average. Bases loaded. He had 3 RBIs against Dickinson in that Game 1 loss this weekend. That's a called first strike on Barnett Mayotte. On deck is Connor Elliott, the man who hit that home run last inning. And that one goes to the second baseman, and they'll roll up a 4-6-3 double play to get out of the inning. Without any further runs surrendered, we'll head into the top of the 8th. Swarthmore still leading 10-0. Lake taking the mound again. We might see him go the distance for 9. We'll check back in on that in a little bit, but for now we're going to take a bit of a break. We'll be right back on the Garnet Sports Network. We're back here on the Garnet Sports Network. We've got a couple substitutions on defense to tell you about here in the top of the 8th, as that's a grounder from Coaster to Gruyon, and Gruyon throws it to the new first baseman, Jackson Roberts, number 33 for the first out. Johnny Kaza, the leadoff hitter, comes up to bat. So we've got Cal Barnett Mayotte in third for Fishburne, Jared Gillen from Kansas in right field for A.J. Liu, Jackson Roberts at first, and Holden Bridge in center field for Ryan Burnett. And another first pitch swing over to Barnett Mayotte. That's another Quick out. Swarthmore working through this inning like me through a moist chocolate cake on my birthday. Two outs already on two swings. 2 pitches for Lake. He hopes all the innings are this easy. And that's in there for a strike. 0-1. For those of you keeping track at home, I am a big fan of chocolate cake, and my birthday is October 25th. Just wanted to let you know that, as that one goes to Gruyan. And that's a quick inning for the Garnet, as Sawyer Lake throws 4 pitches and gets 3 outs. And we'll be right back here on the Garnet Sports Network as we're getting to the end of this game here in the bottom of the 8th. Maybe the last time that the Garnet bat today. We'll be right back. And we're back. We have a new pitcher on the mound, number 22, Charlie Lekis, a junior from Brooklyn, New York. And then we have a pinch hitter, Steven Matos Torres, a senior and a catcher from Jacksonville, Florida. That one is a ball on Matos Torres. Matos Torres, along with Burnett and Fishburne, are the 3 members of the senior class. A very young Garnet team here. About half the team are freshmen. Half of the 35 members of the team are freshmen. Count is now 1-1 as Matos Torres takes a strike. That one off the plate, 2-1. Just absolutely beautiful weather here at Clothier Field. It's been a little rainy in the past weeks, but we've been spared the wrath of Poseidon so far, and it looks like in the next week or so we'll have similarly beautiful weather as the count goes to, I believe, 3-1 on Matos Torres. As he hits that one to the shortstop. Shortstop backhands it, long throw for the out. Good arm by Grillo there, showing it off. As we'll have the new first baseman, Jackson Roberts, hitting. Matos Torres came in to pinch hit for Connor Elliott, the DH. We've had some interesting renditions of songs today here in the press box. Not sure I'm a fan of all of them, but that's how music evolves. That's a ball. 1-0. That one goes in for a strike, 1-1. We're here in the bottom of the 8th, still under 2 hours at Clothier Field. This game has gone by very quickly. Due to the dominant pitching performance by the Garnet ace, Sawyer Lake. Lake has allowed 3 hits, struck out 9. I believe no walks. He hit 1 batter. He's having himself a great afternoon. I'm also having a great afternoon here, for those of you wondering, as it is an absolutely gorgeous day at Clothier Field. Not too warm, with a slight breeze, 73, as he takes that one for a strike. Count is now full on Roberts, but just an absolutely gorgeous day for baseball, and later tonight we'll have lacrosse. I imagine it'll be similarly gorgeous for that. Not going to get too much colder, and that's a called third strike on Roberts. 2 outs now as Gruyon heads to the dish, one of the few remaining starters in the game for Swarthmore. Gruyon has a double and a single today, 2 for 4. That one is a ball, 1-0. On deck, we'll have a pinch hitter, Jack Levine. Levine will come in for Matt Palmer. I imagine Palmer will be coming out at second base. That one is a strike, 1-1 the count. Imagine Levine will go to second for Palmer. That one well struck off the wall by Gruyon as he stays at first. That's his 3rd hit of the day and the 18th for the Garnet.
Now batting number 45, Jack Levine.
Pinch hitter Jack Levine will come up. Levine, a transfer from Wake Forest. Runner on first, Gruyon. Swarthmore ahead 10-0, 18 hits to just 3. That one high. It's going to be 1-0. This will be, barring any crazy comebacks, this will be the last batting inning for the Garnet, for lack of a better word. After the game, we'll have an interview with head coach Matt Midkiff. We're going to talk about today's game and just shoot the breeze for a little bit. Be sure to stick around for that one, as that one, that ball makes it 3-0 on Levine. Levine not having to pick the bat up off his shoulder here in his first at-bat of the game. Lekis doing all the work for him as he puts that one in for a strike, making it 3-1. Gruyon on first. Swarthmore 10-0 lead. And that one off the first baseman's glove as Levine in at first. Kenji Yoshi will be batting next. Runners on first and second. Yoshi up to bat now. Yoshi's grounded out to the shortstop in his last 3 at-bats. Fouling that one off. 0-1. Runners on first and second. On deck will be Holden Bridge, the new center fielder. He's a freshman from Florida, near Tampa, Florida. Swing and a miss for strike 2 on Yoshi. It's the first inning for Charlie Lekis, the junior from Brooklyn. He is a right-handed pitcher, going up against the right-handed Yoshi. That one well out. That's a wild pitch. Runners will go to second and third. Still 2 outs, 1 and 2. Garnet up by a healthy margin at 10-0 after 19 hits. This Saturday we'll have doubleheader action against F&M. Yoshi fouling that one off. Nice bare hand grab by Matt Midkiff, the head coach of the Garnet. We'll have a doubleheader action against F&M. That'll be 12:30 and 3:30. Broadcast on YouTube on the Garnet Sports Network. We hope you'll follow along with 18 innings of conference baseball action here at Clothier Field. Yoshi weakly hit to the shortstop, bare hands it. That's a throw to first to end the inning. Swarthmore up 10-0. We're going to go to the top of the ninth, possibly the last half inning of the game. And we're here in the top of the ninth. Sawyer Lake is on the mound going for the complete game. He'll be pitching to number 25, Robbie Hopes. And Hopes will foul off the first pitch for 0-1. Lake he's really had Muhlenberg's numbers so far today. He's got 9 strikeouts. He's allowed 3 hits. He's extended his shutout streak to, it was 13 going into this game, and it sits at 21 innings right now, looking to make that 22 for a complete game shutout today, as Hopes hits it up to Gruyan. Gruyan can't field it cleanly, but he can get the out on Hopes. Not the fastest member of the team. He is the designated hitter, and that's one gone for the Garnet. Pinch hitting for Muhlenberg will be Kenny Freed, his first at-bat of the game. I guess that sort of goes without saying, as he is a pinch hitter. Pardon my repetition. Kenny Freed has had 1 at-bat so far this season, did not reach safely in this one. That one in for a strike by Sawyer Lake. And that one a ball. 1-1. That one is a ball, 2-1. Lake has not fallen behind in most counts today. I don't think he's issued a walk. He's gotten ahead of hitters and really picked his spots expertly, like a Zen master picks a fly with chopsticks. And that one in for a strike, evens it back to 2-2. Great pitching performance here from Sawyer Lake. And the count is now full. I may have spoken too soon. Hope I have not jinxed Sawyer Lake as he faces his full count here. And he surrenders his first walk of the afternoon with one out in the ninth. It'll be pinch hitter Sam Arnold at the dish. Sam Arnold has played in 4 games this year. He's had 1 at-bat, and he did not get a hit in there. He was also hit by a pitch. So 2 plate appearances for Sam Arnold. Muhlenberg emptying their bench a little bit. 0-1 on a big swinging strike from Arnold. Emptying their bench a little bit as they have a 10-run deficit here in their last inning. They'll just give some guys, an opportunity to play and try to figure some things out. Give those guys a chance off the bench, especially when the things tighten up in conference play. The lineup tends to tighten up a bit as well. Fewer guys see time as those ever important conference games come up. See a little bit of that from the Garnet as well. That one, a ball from Lake, 1-2. Just past the 2-hour mark. We're at 2 hours, 4 minutes. Working quickly, nonetheless. 5:35. Still remains an absolutely gorgeous day at Clothier Field. And count is now at 2-2. Lake just needs one pitch here to end this one. And like I said before, we hope you'll stick around. We'll have an interview with head coach Matt Midkiff about today's game. And looking forward in their schedule to the Friday game against Muhlenberg. As a swing and a miss, 10th strikeout of the afternoon for Sawyer Lake, getting Arnold swinging. Great pitching by Sawyer Lake, 2 outs. It'll put up pinch hitter Seth Wasserman. Seth Wasserman, another guy who really hasn't seen much. He's hitting 182, 11 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 run so far this season. Let's see if Lake can get the complete game shutout. Ball off the plate, 1-0 for Wasserman. And another ball. Lake falling a little bit behind. Has not been quite his best self as he was in the rest of this game, but still an absolutely dominant performance by Lake, who strung 3 of those together in his last couple outings against Drew, Washington, and now Muhlenberg as he lines out to short. Max Gruillon there for the out. That will end the game. And it'll bring up a little bit of Hall & Oates as we celebrate a 10-0 complete game shutout win by Sawyer Lake and the Swarthmore Garnet. The Garnet getting done on both sides of the ball. 19 hits, including a 3-run home run from Connor Elliott. And just an absolute, from start to finish, a very convincing performance from the Garnet as they improve to 3-4 in conference. Muhlenberg falls below 500, 12-13, and 2-5 in Centennial play. We're going to have a little bit of a break, but then we'll bring you that interview with head coach Matt Midkiff here on the Garnet Sports Network in the Prudente press box. So sit tight. We'll be right back, and thank you for tuning in. All right, I'm joined here with head coach Matt Midkiff of the Swarthmore College baseball team. Coach, I feel like this is a little bit of deja vu. Last week when I talked to you with that win over Washington, we talked about 4 runs in the first inning and a quick start, and Sawyer Lake pitching really well. Same thing sort of happened today. How good is it to have that consistency and to see your team sort of starting to fall into these patterns?
It's really nice. it's really nice to have have Sawyer go out, get a 0, and our guys come up and just have really consistent and good at bats. And early in the year we were scoring single runs in innings, and now we're starting to score multiple runs in an inning, and that's a huge momentum shift in the game of baseball. You get 2 and 3 and 4 runs in an inning, and it really changes the dynamic when you go back out and your pitcher is now in a different situation. So it's been really nice to have, at least in these games on Tuesdays, for Sawyer to get a 0 and for our guys to really step up and get some runs early.
And it seemed like in those first 2 innings, a lot of the damage came from the sort of the middle of your order. Guys like Grion and Beaker and Levitt and Fishburne, stringing together those hits. How important is it for them to sort of gel in the middle of the order like that?
I think it's really important, as I told the guys, to trust the guy behind you, and I think that's what we're doing a little better now. Is we just trust that if I get a single, then the next guy up is going to do the same and get it to the next guy. And so there has been a lot more consistency as of late with the middle part of our order. And don't forget Connor Elliott.
Oh, absolutely,
right
yeah.
there in the middle, and the 4-hole, taking the opponent's best pitches in that 4-hole, and has done a great job battling. Just as a guy with a bulldog, maybe not your typical 4-hitter, but a bulldog mentality at that spot, and he refuses to go down and puts the ball in play and gives us a chance. So it's really nice to see those guys starting to swing at the right pitches and understanding what kind of at bats they need to give us. And
I apologize for forgetting Connor Elliott. He had that 3-home run, and actually that 3-run home run that leads me to my next question. So 6 of your 10 runs, in fact, the last 6 that you scored were with 2 outs. So the 3 in the second inning, and then that 3-run homer by Connor. Mm-hmm. How does that speak to the resolve of the team with even 2 outs, a tougher situation for a hitter to go out there and still produce?
Yeah, that's the game, right? Two out hits win baseball games, and whereas earlier in the season we weren't coming through in those situations. And I think especially with some younger guys in the lineup that are just figuring out, what do I need to do in this situation? Everybody wants to walk up and hit the big home run, but a good approach with 2 outs is all you need. And I think our guys are understanding what exactly they need to do, what pitches they need to swing at. They're not getting as over anxious as they have been earlier in the season. So it's definitely a learning process for our group, but it seems like we're starting to learn some of those lessons and really give good at bats with 2 outs.
And last question for you, looking ahead to Friday, what do you need to do when you travel to Allentown to complete the sweep of the Mules? Last week, you went out to Chestertown on that Friday. It was a tough day to play baseball. You went down early, but you battled back, and you ultimately fell. How do you not be on too much of a high after you beat a team by 10 runs, and then you have to go to their place and play on Friday, because you're playing the same team but on a different day, so it's kind of a different situation.
Yeah, I think it's funny talking with Coach Kozmalski about his team and the run that they were on, and he spoke a lot about just that they were hungry every game, and I've shared that with our team as well, that in order to win, we have to be hungry every game, and every time we step on the field, we have to be ready to go. And if our starting pitcher's not ready to go, that affects everything. And in our game, you're only as good as today's starter. So we need Noah Linhart to step out there and have a good start for us. And if we can get some zeros early, I feel good about the way our offense is competing. And we just have to go hungry and know that every game for us is Game 7 of the World Series. And if we play it that way, we'll be in pretty good shape the rest of the way.
All right, well, we'll look forward to that on Friday when you guys hit the road to Allentown. Thanks for joining me, Coach Midkiff, and thank you for joining me here on the Garnet Sports Network. For Matt Midkiff, I'm Roy Grime. Everybody have a good night, and tune in on Saturday for a doubleheader against F&M. Go Garnet.
Go Garnet.